Ukraine erased North Korea's reinforcements in 91 seconds. Then this happened. In the blink of an eye, a flash of destruction shattered the air. Ukraine erased North Korea's reinforcements in just 91 seconds. It's hard to even imagine how something so brief, so precise, could have such far-reaching consequences. But what if I told you that this 91-second strike isn't just a one-time incident? It's part of a growing trend where precision warfare is changing the landscape of global conflicts, and countries around the world are scrambling to adapt. In today's video, we're diving into the jaw-dropping moments, strategies, and technologies behind this strike. Plus, we'll explore the aftermath and what it means for international security. You're about to uncover secrets that many won't dare to talk about. Trust me, you're going to want to stay with me until the end. The surprising speed of modern warfare. When you think about war, what comes to mind? Epic battles? Thousands of soldiers charging at each other under a hail of gunfire? While that may have been true in the past, today's wars are a different beast altogether. In the world of modern warfare, speed is the ultimate weapon, and the Ukrainian strike on North Korea's reinforcements is a perfect example. A 91-second strike doesn't just happen by accident. This wasn't some lucky shot. Ukraine's military has mastered the art of precision targeting, using cutting-edge technology that allows them to strike with surgical accuracy. Imagine this. A high-tech weapon system locks onto its target, calculates the optimal strike angle, and within less than 2 minutes the target is obliterated. No time for retaliation, no room for mistakes. Just one swift move that sends a shockwave through the international community. What makes this strike even more stunning is that it highlights how quickly technology is evolving. We're talking about weaponry that's faster than we can process information. A system that takes out reinforcements in seconds isn't just a game changer, it's a glimpse into the future of warfare. So, what does this mean for global security? The technology behind the 91-second strike. Now, let's talk about the tech behind it all, because let me tell you, it's not your average military gear. Ukraine has been investing heavily in state-of-the-art missile systems, unmanned aerial vehicles, UAVs, and other advanced surveillance tech. The main star of the show? Precision Guided Munitions (PGMS). These aren't your standard rockets or missiles. No, these are weapons with the intelligence to lock onto a target, track it in real time, and neutralize it fast. In the 91-second strike, Ukraine reportedly used a blend of missile technology and UAV reconnaissance to locate and obliterate the North Korean reinforcements. Think about this. Each missile had a laser focus on its target, down to the exact millimeter. And UAVs? They're flying overhead, collecting real-time data, providing pinpoint accuracy for these missiles to strike with unparalleled precision. But the real kicker here? The technology being used is rapidly becoming more accessible to nations across the globe. It's no longer just a handful of superpowers who have access to these advanced systems. Smaller countries are beginning to catch up, and this democratization of military tech is shaking up the old power dynamics. Imagine countries with less traditional military power now being able to disrupt even the most powerful of forces with just a few seconds of precision. That's where the world is headed. How Ukraine took down North Korea's reinforcements. Okay, let's break it down. Ukraine wasn't just defending their territory. They were strategically eliminating a threat that could have escalated the conflict into something far worse. The fact that North Korea's reinforcements were wiped out in just 91 seconds speaks volumes about the precision with which these attacks were executed. But let's talk about the how, not just the what. This wasn't a random strike. It was planned with the kind of accuracy you'd expect from a chess grandmaster. North Korea had been trying to push its military reinforcements into Ukraine, likely to create an imbalance and increase pressure on Ukrainian defenses. But Ukraine had already anticipated this move. When the time came, Ukrainian forces launched a coordinated attack, targeting the reinforcements with missile strikes that were so precise, they left no room for escape. North Korea's reinforcement efforts were essentially erased in the time it would take to blink. Think about the psychological effect this had on North Korean forces. Knowing that reinforcements can be wiped out in less than 2 minutes could make anyone second-guess their plans. The risk of escalation, a fine line between deterrence and provocation. But with great power comes great responsibility, or in this case, great risk. The act of wiping out North Korea's reinforcements in such a rapid, decisive manner isn't without consequences. Sure, it sends a strong message, but it also walks a very fine line between deterrence and provocation. The question is, did Ukraine push the envelope too far? While many argue that Ukraine had the right to defend itself and eliminate reinforcements threatening its sovereignty, others claim this kind of strike could lead to greater international escalation. Imagine what would happen if a smaller nation tried to strike a global power with the same level of precision. So how do countries balance the line between showing strength and avoiding all-out conflict? The answer might lie in a deeper understanding of how these precise strikes are perceived on the global stage. For now, it's clear that military powers are becoming more comfortable using these fast, targeted strikes to assert dominance. But where will it end? How global security is being transformed. Here's the kicker. These kinds of strikes are transforming the way we think about global security. It's no longer about overwhelming force or brute strength. In fact, many experts argue that we're entering an era where smaller, more nimble forces equipped with advanced technology could pose as much of a threat as traditional military giants. The rise of precision warfare means that countries can potentially cripple their enemies with minimal losses. Take the Ukraine-North Korea incident as an example. No soldiers were sacrificed, no lengthy ground invasions, just a rapid, almost clinical elimination of the enemy's reinforcements. This shift is also affecting the way we talk about defense spending, military strategy, and even international diplomacy. With the rise of precision weaponry, smaller nations can level the playing field and potentially alter the course of regional conflicts. But does that mean larger powers are at risk of losing their traditional advantage? It's a question that governments worldwide are grappling with. The aftermath. What happens next? After the dust settled from Ukraine's 91-second strike, the world was left in shock, but also in anticipation. What happens next? Well, that's the big question. While some are claiming victory in the face of such precision, others are wondering what this means for the future. Will other nations follow Ukraine's lead, deploying these advanced technologies to level the playing field? Or will this spark a dangerous new arms race? One thing is for sure. The 91-second strike will not be the last of its kind. We're only scratching the surface of how technology is reshaping warfare. If you think this is where it ends, think again. The world of military technology is moving faster than ever, and what we witnessed in Ukraine could just be the beginning. If there's one takeaway from today's video, it's this. The future of warfare is no longer about sheer numbers. It's about precision, speed, and the ability to strike before your enemy even realizes what's happening. If you thought modern warfare was complicated before, it's about to get a whole lot more intense. Make sure to like this video if you found it eye-opening, and subscribe for more jaw-dropping insights into the changing dynamics of global conflicts. We'll be exploring more of these game-changing moments soon, so stay tuned.